The world is full of extreme places, but few can compare to the lands of endless ice and bone-chilling cold. These are the places where winter never ends, where the air freezes your breath, and where people have learned to survive against nature's hardest test. Today, we uncover the top 5 coldest countries in the world and the stories behind how life continues, even when temperatures fall below what most humans can endure. Number 5. Canada, known for maple syrup. Hockey and friendly people. Canada is also one of the coldest places on Earth in the Northern Territories. Like Yukon and Nunavut, winter temperatures can drop below -40 degrees Celsius. Entire towns are surrounded by snow for more than half the year. In a small village called Snag in the Yukon, the coldest temperature in Canadian history was recorded at an unbelievable -63 degrees Celsius. That's colder than the surface of Mars. Sometimes in the far north, cars freeze, solid metal cracks, and boiling water turns to ice in midair. Yet, millions of Canadians go on with their lives. Snowplows run every day. Houses are built with thick insulation and underground heating systems, make it possible to live comfortably. Despite the frost, Canada is not just a country of cold, but a country that has learned to make the cold part of its identity. Number 4. The United States. Yes, you heard it right. America may be home to sunny California and Florida, but up north in Alaska, it's a completely different world. Alaska is a frozen frontier where temperatures in some towns drop to -50 degrees Celsius. The city of Fairbanks experiences darkness for up to 20 hours in winter, and light barely touches the horizon during the coldest months. It's home to vast glaciers, frozen rivers, and snow-capped mountains that stretch beyond sight. Denali, the highest peak in North America, stands like a frozen giant surrounded by ice fields that never melt. The Alaskan wilderness is so cold that even wildlife must adapt. Bears hibernate for months. Caribou travel hundreds of miles searching for food, and wolves roam across the white tundra. For humans, survival depends on preparation. Houses are built to withstand blizzards, vehicles are fitted with engine heaters, and locals learn to read the snow like a book for them. The cold is not the enemy, it's a way of life. Number 3. Finland, the land of 1,000 lakes and northern lights. Finland's winters are long, dark, and brutally cold in some northern parts of Lapland. The temperature can drop to -45 degrees Celsius, and the sun disappears for weeks during polar night. But this cold is also magical. Imagine a world covered in white forests, sparkling with frost, and skies glowing with green auroras. Finland has turned its frozen landscape into a wonderland. People here don't hide from the cold. They embrace it. They build ice hotels, carve sculptures out of snow, and even have saunas built beside frozen lakes, where they jump into icy water after a hot steam. It's a culture that respects nature and thrives on simplicity. Finnish children grow up learning to ski before they can walk, and families gather around fireplaces as snowstorms rage outside the cold. May be harsh, but it's part of what makes Finland one of the happiest countries on Earth. Number 2. Canada may be freezing. Finland may be magical, but neither can match the endless winter of Greenland. Though it is technically part of the Kingdom of Denmark, this massive island deserves its own spot on the list because almost all of it is covered in ice. Nearly 80% of Greenland is buried beneath a giant ice sheet that's more than 2 miles thick. Temperatures can drop below -60 degrees Celsius, and the cold winds that sweep across the island can freeze skin in seconds. Life here is not easy. There are no roads connecting the towns. People travel by sleds, snowmobiles, or small planes, and hunting remains one of the main ways to survive. But despite the cold, there is beauty here. Endless white landscapes, mountains of blue ice, and silence, so deep you can hear your heartbeat. The northern lights dance across the sky, and Inuit traditions passed down for centuries keep communities strong and united. Greenland is proof that even in the coldest corners of Earth, life finds a way. But the #1 coldest country in the world is Russia, the giant of the north stretching across 2 continents and 11 time zones. Russia holds the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded outside Antarctica, in the Siberian village of Oymyakon. Temperatures once dropped to -67.7 degrees Celsius. That's so cold that human skin can freeze in seconds, and breath turns to ice crystals. Instantly. Oymyakon is known as the Pole of Cold, and it is one of the harshest inhabited places on the planet. Cars must be kept running all day because engines freeze solid overnight. Yet people still live here farming. Reindeer surviving on frozen fish and living in houses built to trap every bit of warmth possible. But Russia's cold isn't limited to one village. Much of Siberia spends half the year buried in snow lakes, freeze so solid that trucks drive across them. Forests stand silent under layers of frost, and nights stretch endlessly when the temperature drops below -50. It's not just cold, it's a test of endurance. Still, Russians are proud of their resilience. They celebrate winter festivals, build ice castles, and take pride in surviving conditions that would drive others away in these frozen lands. The cold becomes a symbol of strength and identity across history. Russian soldiers have even used winter as a weapon, defeating invading armies that could not withstand the freezing temperatures. Napoleon's army fell in 1812. The Nazis froze during World War II, and time after time, the cold has protected Russia like an invisible wall around its vast land. These 5 countries are living proof that cold is not just a number, it's a way of life. Canada shows how technology can conquer the frost. Alaska teaches the power of survival. Finland reminds us that beauty can bloom in the snow. Greenland shows that tradition and endurance keep people alive in the harshest places, and Russia stands as the ultimate kingdom of cold, where even the hardest frost cannot break the human spirit. But beyond the numbers and temperatures, these places reveal something deeper about humanity, our ability to adapt to extremes, to find comfort in discomfort, and to make even the coldest places on Earth feel like home, from frozen oceans to glittering snowfields, from aurora skies to icy mountains. These lands stand as monuments to nature's power and human strength, and while most of us run from the cold, these people have learned to live in harmony with it, to respect it, and to thrive in it. And maybe that's the greatest lesson of all, because in a world that's always changing, the ones who survive are not the strongest or the richest, but the ones who can adapt. Whether it's -10 or -70, life finds a way. And that's what makes the coldest countries in the world not just places of ice and snow, but living stories of courage, endurance, and hope. When you look at a globe and see those white, frozen regions at the top of the world, remember, there are people there living, breathing, surviving, and smiling under skies so cold they shimmer like glass. They are the true masters of winter, and their stories will remind us all that even in the harshest cold, the fire of human spirit never goes out, because no matter how low the temperature falls, life never freezes in the heart of those who call these icy lands home. This is the story of the top 5 coldest countries in the world, where every breath is a battle and every sunrise a victory against the endless winter.